We're the orange army. Go, 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 go. Here we go. We're the orange army.
SRH had a very tight season last year where they
Mhm.
almost just qualified for the playoffs based on net run rate only.
Yeah.
Like if KKR would have had a better net run rate, they could have qualified. But SRH had their chances, and uh, they were helped by returning David Warner. What do you think that is going to happen this season, and what are your previews for the sorry what are your reviews on the last season that went by, plus how much of an impact it's going to be now that someone like David Warner is reinstated as the captain of the team?
So last season, yeah, as you said, we qualified by winning only 6 matches in total.
Yeah,
Actually, we lost majority of the matches, but we still qualified based on net run rate.
right,
Now, that being said, we've also qualified for the last 4 years.
right,
So we are a consistent team in on that record. We have not gone in to the tournament ever called the best team or having those star players except for one or two, but we still end up making it to the top four somehow. And this season, I don't think will be anything different because we've kept our core pretty much the same. Our bowling attack, we don't change our bowling attack much. We just go and change our middle order, and then we
yeah,
go back into the tournament. So also one of the factors is that David Warner has been reinstated as captain. To be very honest, I don't think that'll make much of an impact because as a captain and not as a captain, he's performed equally well.
right,
And the season that he was not there, we still managed to get to the finals on the back of Kane Williamson.
right.
So that's the thing with SRH. Someone or the other steps up their game when it comes to the matches. Either it's Rashid Khan, either it's Bhuvneshwar Kumar, either it's Williamson or David Warner. So somehow or the other, we managed to get to the playoffs. So I don't think this season will be any different in that aspect.
Fair enough.
But if you talk about like, so you mentioned like these four players, Warner, Williamson, Bhuvi, or Rashid. What are your opinions about the rest of the team? Because of course these players have been playing well and they have been putting in like these match-winning performances. But what about like a Manish Pandey, for example? What are your thoughts on the other players of the team?
Yeah, so Manish Pandey, I think, will be the player to make an impact this season because the entire onus of the middle order is on two players this time, two experienced players, and that's what we're looking at Manish Pandey and Vijay Shankar to do. So Manish Pandey hasn't performed consistently for us, but I think this season is where he is expected to shine. Uh, so Manish Pandey is a vital cog because we have a strong top, we have a good bowling attack. The middle order is where the trouble is. So Manish Pandey, that's where Manish Pandey comes in. And to be very honest, being the having the rule of four foreign players, you might say that Manish Pandey will have to take up the role of a Kane Williamson in the squad in most matches. So that's where he is extremely important. And last season, in the end, towards the end, he was coming on into his own. He was putting in those performances. He was getting those 50s, 60s. So I think he should continue that this season.
Also, like there's been a change in the management this year. Tom Moody
Yeah.
has left finally, like after a long time, after successful seasons, if you might like to call it successful, considering that you have won uh, in 2016, beating RCB in the finals. Uh, what do you make of that? Like, is that going to have any kind of an impact? Because every time there's a managerial change, there's different coach, there are different ideologies that are put into the team, and this team being used to that management, is that going to create some sort of change now that Trevor Bayliss has come in as a coach?
So to be very honest, we all love Tom Moody as the head coach of SRH because he was just that kind of a person.
Right,
If you see his interviews and all, he just talked about the squad in general, not about the star players. But that being said, Trevor Bayliss is also a very good coach coming on from KKR. He's had success over there.
right,
Plus, talking about the management as such, we've changed one person. We have EVS Lakshman, we have Molly Tharan, we have Brad Haddon. So most of the management is still the same. but the head coach, I understand there'll be change in ideologies maybe, but that's the thing. Our squad is pretty much the same. We've not made massive changes in the squad, so I don't think there'll be a change in environment in that aspect because every player knows everyone in
Right.
the whole team, and based on you can judge only on the social media handles and how the players are bonding with each other. And for now, SRH seems to be doing that well. They have had competitions between the support staff and the players.
Yeah.
They're constantly ragging each other on the field. So that's going on pretty well, I think.
Fair enough. So, with that being said, we should move on to our next segment, which is the ball game segment. To give you some idea about the ball game, the ball game is basically my personal blog where I write about three different kinds of sports, cricket being one of them. And right now, since it's the IPL season, I've reviewed every team that's going to be playing the IPL. Plus, I've ranked them according to their on paper status right now. And what do I basically feel about the predicted 11 and the basic predictions that we going to have moving into this season. So
Mhm.
I'll just share the screen with you so that you can have a look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I'm sorry I've ranked them out of the top four this time because I felt that Delhi kind of holds a certain edge over them, considering they have someone like Ricky Ponting coming in this year, and the squad changes that they've made. For example, get a good Indian core team of players, someone like Ajinkya Rahane, this Prithvi Shaw,
Yeah.
Shikhar Dhawan, Ishraj Iyer. So my I kind of tipped the scales in their favor right now for as in the preseason predictions, but you never know what might go down once the season starts. So you look at the
But to be
squad.
very honest, we've never been ranked in the top four any preseason show.
Yeah, so that's one thing about Sunrisers. They're always the dark
Yeah.
horses of the
Yeah.
Yeah.
IPL.
Tournament.
Yeah. So let's have a look at the squad. Batsman David Warner starts. Manish Pandey, Kane Williamson, Virat Singh, Priyam Garg, new addition. Bhavnaka Sandeep, Abdul Samad. All-rounders Mitchell Marsh, good addition again. Like they always
Yeah.
needed. He's more like a
Yeah.
Darren Sammy replacement from the 2017, 2016-17. You know,
16.
I've
Yeah.
never
And
seen Sunrisers have a Darren Sammy kind of player again. So it's a
they
great.
tried with Brathwaite, but didn't really work out.
Didn't really work out exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's good to see someone like Mitchell Marsh pop up there somewhere. There's Vijay Shankar, Abhishek Sharma, Fabian Allen, wicketkeeper Srivas Goswami, Johnny Bairstow, very
That's
strong.
the Saha.
Uh, Someone who's been reliable in the last couple of seasons, especially the season David Warner was not there.
Yeah.
Ridhiman Saha, also
Yeah.
very reliable Indian. Mohammad Nabi, Rashid Khan. I think Rashid Khan will be very efficient considering the matches are going to
To be
happen
very
in
honest,
UAE.
Rashid Khan and Mohammad Nabi should be categorized as all-rounders since they're world number in the
Yeah.
top 10, and I think Rashid Khan is number one in the world right now in T20.
Okay, could say bowling all rounders, maybe. But yeah, Shabaz Nadeem, Siddharth Kaul, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, again.
Real
Like the
Ahmed.
squad is good, great. Like somewhere, okay, you want to put them in the top four, but something else stops you from doing that. Maybe looking at how other teams have strengthened themselves. For example,
Yeah.
Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata are always going to be like, the strong teams, the mighty teams are going to have these big names and not really much of the smaller names compared to the other teams. Uh,
Yeah.
but other than that, I mean, what do you make of the whole squad in general? Like, what's your prediction for the playing 11?
Okay, so my prediction. So basically, the first look at the squad, you'll think that you don't know at least half the players that's come up. But to be very honest, I think there have been very strategic picks from our end. So
Right,
we went ahead and released Yusuf Pathan and Deepak Hooda, who had been the mainstay in the middle order.
right,
And we've stuck with our youngsters and gotten a new youngsters. We haven't picked up that experience except for maybe a Mitchell Marsh and a Fabian Allen.
right,
So we've invested more in our youngsters this time, and I think they would feature in the squad because we don't have anyone else to replace them. So we would give chances to the youngsters this time, and I think are also the top four depends on how our middle order performs in terms of the new people coming in. So there are a lot of exciting players in this, and that's actually very useful thing that we've done unknowingly. UAE being slow pitches, we've invested in batsmen who can bowl.
Right.
So if
Yeah.
you see all our youngsters, they're actual bowlers also. Virat Singh is a leg spinner. Abdul Samad is a leg spinner. Abhishek Sharma is a left-arm spinner. So whoever pick can give us 2 overs
Yeah.
in the middle order.
Hmm.
Squad prediction. One of the things with Sunrisers is we don't know whether we need to pick Williamson or not.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I personally, I would have Williamson in the squad, and we would have to leave Johnny Bairstow, but I don't think they'll do that in the first few matches. Given that the first match they're not available, or I think from the second match he'll feature in the squad.
Yeah.
But for me, my squad would be David Warner opening with Williamson,
Right.
because David Warner can give that punch, and Williamson can hold the innings. 1 down would be Manish Pandey. 2 down would be Priyam Garg. So that's 4. 5th would be Vijay Shankar. Okay, so 6th is between Abhishek Sharma and Abdul Samad. I know they should go with Abhishek Sharma, but I'm really excited about Abdul Samad being in the team. So he got the maximum sixes in Ranji Trophy this season,
Right.
and the videos of him hitting balls out of the ground, being an 80-year-old with a leg spinner in a team, I'm actually most excited to see him in the squad, to be very honest. But I think they would go with Abhishek Sharma as a middle order hitter. Then comes Mohammad Nabi and Rashid Khan. I don't think you need anything else in the spin department if you have those two, one off spinner, one leg spinner, taking it both ways. And then our bowling lineup, Bhuvneshwar Kumar is an obvious starter. And I would go with Sandeep Sharma because the pitches keep low in UAE. And the third pick, depending on the team, if you want a left-arm pacer, you go with Khalid Ahmed. But I also love the addition of Siddharth Kaul with his knuckleballs and his variations, death bowling. That's also a very good addition. So the last spot will be between both of them. Now, if you want to make some changes, you would, if you want to strengthen your middle order, you would get a Mitchell Marsh, drop a Mohammad Nabi and pick a Shahbaz Nadeem.
Right.
So we have options in that sense. We can even pick a Fabian Allen, excellent fielder, good addition in the bowling lineup, and a strong hitter.
Right. Rishabh, what's your predicted 11?
Yeah, so David Warner, Kane Williamson, Manish Pandey, Priyam Garg, Vijay Shankar, Abhishek Sharma, then Mohammad Nabi, Rashid Khan, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Sandeep Sharma, and Khalil Ahmed.
Right.
Yeah, so that would be my 11. Then I think chop and change based on the performances.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I think I'm confused with a Bairstow and a Nabi, because I feel both of them are so good at what they do. It's hard to pick what is like the better option between those two. But if I had to give it a go, I'd go with Bairstow and Warner to open up. I think both of them are such explosive batsmen, and both of them together can be so lethal to set up the platform. I'd go 1 down with Kane Williamson. I think this top 3 is going to really work out. I know Williamson hasn't performed as well as people have expected him to, but I'm sure that he has it in him to bring that performance out. I'd go with Manish Pandey after that.
Yeah. He showed that 2 years ago.
Yeah. After that, I think Manish Pandey again, he's up and coming in the Indian team. He's been playing well for some time. I think again, this tournament is going to be a tournament where Manish Pandey does well. I have some sort of inkling, after Manish Pandey, I think Vijay Shankar makes sense. I'd go with Saha. I think he's also not been one of the better performers, but he's been pretty good at the limited skill set that he has. He has performed, I think, for Punjab as well before this.
Yeah.
And now for Sunrisers, I'd go with Saha. Then Rashid Khan, obvious one. I'd go with Bhuvi, Khalil Ahmed, and the last spot again, I'm a little confused between Sandeep Sharma and Siddharth Kaul. Maybe one of these. So I think I'd go with Sandeep Sharma.
Right.
Makes sense. the thing with Mohammad Nabi is you have to pick him because of his decent performance.
Right.
He's come out of CPL.
Yes, yes.
He's performed very well in the CPL with the
Yeah.
bat, with the ball, both. So based on that, I think he should get a direct entry into the team.
Yeah.
And last season he did extremely well for us. And he opens the bowling for Sunrise a lot of times.
Hmm.
So on slow low pitches, giving an off spinner a new ball is actually very helpful. So that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. And
I think
Bairstow is kind of in form wise. I don't think Bairstow is up to the mark right now. Playing
Hmm.
against Australia, he's
Yeah,
gotten
yeah.
one good
He has
score, but
not. Yeah, he's not
he's not
performed
performed.
as well as he could have. Definitely. Yeah. So that was the chop up. That's the one place where I get a little confused because I feel like both of them have a lot to offer. But what you're saying makes sense. Nabi
But
has
I
been
think
wonderful in the
what
CPL.
Sunrisers would do would not pick Kane Williamson in the first match because that's what they generally do. They drop
Yeah.
Williamson for Nabi.
Hmm.
They
Yeah,
prefer
that could
the
also
opening
happen. Yeah.
batsman.
I mean
Yeah, I
when
think
you when
Rashid
you
Khan and David Warner are short
Yeah.
starters out of the four. Again, it comes down then to the remaining two, and then depending on the opponent, depending on the pitch, all of these factors come in, and then they make the final cut.
when you think of the decision to reinstate David Warner as the captain, it makes sense in the fact that they probably want to drop someone like Kane Williamson. To drop him, you have to take him off the captaincy so that you get that cushion of not feeling bad to dropping your own captain.
Yeah.
Because in some way that demoralizes the player and the team also psychologically, if you think of it. So I think it's a very calculative decision to bring David Warner as the captain because last year obviously he was going to get the slack from the audience, from maybe a certain players, being sledged by whatever happened in the past. But now that there are no fans and the situation has cooled down, plus everyone sees him as a very different player right now than what they used to see him before. I think it made sense as to what they did with Kane Williamson. We are going to see him at some point or the other in the season because if you think of Kane Williamson being a good player against spin, against on slow pitches also, he's one of those players who can anchor an innings rather than just hit and get out. He's not a slogger. He'll play those proper strokes. He has a record also. I think he scored 100 in the 2018 season, and everyone was surprised by the fact that he scored at a fast rate. He scored like with a good strike rate of 140, 150 sometimes. So at some point or the other, we're going to see him. But again, like Rishabh said, Johnny Bairstow, you can never count him out. Okay, maybe he's having a bad season over there. He might not have the best of seasons there, but right now, if he comes to UAE right now, where the pitches, if he's able to play spin well, if the ball is coming onto the bat well, at some places, because not all places are that comfortably adjustable for spin bowlers. Some of them are going to help the batsman as well. So I just feel that there is some sort of there's nice balance in the squad, so that if one person doesn't get going, they have the replacement ready instantly. So someone like Mohammad Nabi is always there. Someone like Mitchell Marsh is always there. Someone like Fabian Allen is always there. So it's a great cushion to have. It's a great squad. Uh, I mean, that one place where I feel that where they get a little bit shaky is with the fast bowlers. Where sometimes movie also doesn't work. There are days where he's not up to the mark. Sometimes we've seen that in the last season where he was also taken to the cleaners by batsmen. And the others are not that experienced in terms of international playing against international players. Okay, they have played IPL before, but somewhere you just want them to have more sort of a skill set that's global, that's more like that caters to all kinds of batsmen. So I think that's one place that I feel that weakens them. Plus the lower order section. Okay, Vijay Shankar, you've seen him play well, you've seen him play bad. It's a very dicey thing with him. So from Vijay Shankar to Abhishek Sharma and Vridhaman Saha also, it becomes a very difficult spot, those three batsmen. If you look at Manish Pandey, I would like to count him in personally, considering his performances in the last few seasons and with India as well. So, but I think he's out to prove a point. He wants the number 4 spot now that He's almost 30, and it's
Yeah.
time for him to just play for India for a while now. It's been a while that he's been in and out of the team. He's been in the substitutes. But apart from that, like for now, I would like to count him in that bracket of the middle lower order batsmen who need to work and step up for Sunrisers so that they don't have to qualify based on net run rate or someone else's results. But apart from that, if there's any team out of the top four who's quite capable of knocking off someone like Delhi, I think it's SRH, hands down SRH. So based on that, I also rated the squad, which was around 6.5, mainly because of that middle lower order. Otherwise, they would
Yeah.
have easily gotten the 7. But yeah, I mean that's my rating. How would you rate this squad, Naman?
So very honestly, looking at the top 7, we have got extremely good players of spin,
Right,
and that will be extremely important in this tournament. Be it Manish Pandey with his wrists, or David Warner is obviously with his cut and pull. But as we go on into the tournament, we'll understand that this pitches will get slower and slower because
yeah,
we're playing on the same 3 grounds.
yeah,
So I think that's where a Williamson would come in
right,
because he's amazing at that. He just works the ball. And coming back to the bowling lineup, which you pointed out, the thing is that might not have those well-known bowlers, but the three or four of our fast bowlers we have, they've been constant in the squad for the last 3 years.
right,
So they know how to bowl with each other. They know how to get that partnership in. And plus, they're not extremely fast,
right,
which I think will be extremely useful in this because the pitches will be a little lower in terms of bounce. And our bowlers are extremely good at the slower balls, be it Bhuvi or Sandeep Sharma or Siddharth Kaul. Khalil Ahmed is a little dicey because either he performs extremely well or he goes for a 45-50 runs in 4 overs. So that's another gamble that we have to take. But yeah, as you pointed out, maybe the rating, yeah, it's lower middle order. We don't know the batsmen that are there. We don't have a finisher as such because I don't think Vijay Shankar is a finisher. He's a proper batsman. So we are relying on someone like Abhishek Sharma or an Abdul Samad, whoever we pick. So yeah, and I don't think Ridhiman Saha would be an ideal role at 7
right.
because even though he's an extremely good spin player, I don't think he has got that
He's
aggressive
not the
game.
finisher kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if he opens, he can get moving very quickly, but he's not that big hitter. He finds the
Right.
gaps. He's that kind of a player. So
I
that's
think
where I
somewhere,
think
yeah, the onus will be on the top three if Williamson, Bairstow, and Warner play, or if
Yeah.
Pandey is there. So all the onus will be on these four to like carry out throughout the innings as long as
Yeah.
possible, so that there's no pressure on the low middle order who's already kind of struggled in the past and might struggle considering the pitches and how they behave on the
yeah.
during the course of the tournament.
The thing with Sunrisers is that if you take 2 quick wickets, you're well and truly into the game with this
Right.
kind of a team. But I think that's where we've got to test our players. I think Priyam Garg was a very good pick. I would definitely have him in my squad. So they had a practice match, the Sunrise Hyderabad, and Priyam Garg came out as the top scorer in the entire squad
Wow.
on a slow pitch. So yeah, so I would definitely have him in the squad because under 19 captain, I think he plays spin well. He's done well overall. So that would be one of my players to look out for the Sunrise team and Abdul Samad. I don't know. I just feel like he's the X factor that we're bringing in. An 18-year-old Jammu and Kashmir player
Right.
who bowls leg spin and hits it on the ground. So I think he might be like a replacement for Abhishek Sharma in case he doesn't perform. So I would rate the squad 7. But to be very honest, I think Delhi will make it to the top 4. I think this time CSK won't.
Okay. That's a very rare prediction.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
that's
think a lot of
it's
people,
very controversial also.
yeah, I mean,
But
quite a few people did point out that CSK might just not qualify this time.
Miss
Or,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
they might just not finish top 2.
I
They'll be like
they
fourth
have
and
an
very
amazing
close.
bowling lineup.
Yeah.
That's totally there. But I'm not so sure about the batting this time.
Right.
So yeah, you've got Dhoni, so you've always got hope. But
Yeah.
I'm not really sure about that. I think DC will make it, and I'm not even sure about KKR. I wouldn't really. I think it would be between KKR and CSK. if it was my opinion. MI, I think will. It's just got a squad that you really can't.
Out of the world. It's an all-star
Say
team.
anything
I
about.
don't know
Yeah.
how much.
Cool then. We'll start off with our last segment. This segment, as we told you, it's called Super Over. Here we have 3 questions for you, and we'll just get right into it. So basically, the first question is, what is the one thing about Sunrisers Hyderabad that you dislike or you think is overrated in any sort of way, or maybe you have like an unpopular opinion about them?
Mhm. Uh, okay, dislike about Sunrise. That's a very tough question for a fan. Yeah, but I'm not a fan of the middle order. I really think they could have invested in a big player. Also, I'm not a fan of the decision that you don't play Williamson, which they do consistently even after his 2018 performance. And before that, he's a very underutilized player in the SRH squad, and I think he could be utilized more. That's something I don't like
Hmm.
about SRH.
Fair
You
enough.
know. The second question, it's not more of a question actually. It's like I love this part where you get to roast any team that you want to roast. Could be any team. Could be your own team. Could be
I mean,
the other 7 teams. Like
I think everyone would have chosen RCB.
yeah, most of them, majority of them.
Man, how
Even
how how are you so
even
accurate with this?
before we ask them to do this, people just say something. You'll just drop a comment about RCB right at the start of the recording or by the end of it. But RCB has to be a topic of conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think RCB is that squad who's like, I'm definitely getting into the playoffs, and then they're 3 matches down, and they're like, we are definitely not getting in the playoffs. Let's take the spot from other teams.
Let's be
So
a
true.
spoil sport. I think that is what RCB has come to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like
that is, and they always look to strengthen their bowling lineup, but they always end up with a bowling lineup which they shouldn't have.
It's always bad. I don't know, year
Yeah.
after year, after every auction, there's never, that one bowler that comes and makes the difference.
अभी लास्ट ईयर तक क्या चल रहा था मिचेल स्टार्क खरीदेंगे फिर मिचेल स्टार्क
Hmm.
बोलेगा मैं तो आ ही नहीं रहा हूँ मैं इंजर्ड
Ah, bas.
I mean, if you want to figure out which player is going to perform well this season, you'd see the released list of RCB. They release a KL Rahul, he becomes a Kings Lane captain, performing very well for them. They release a Watson,
Watson.
he becomes a star player in CSK. I mean, teams just know how to utilize players that RCB release.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really sad for them. They're too dependent on. They release Chris Gale. I mean, what were you thinking? And they released KL Rahul on the back of Sarfaraz Khan, and they
And
thought
then
this.
later released the Sarfaraz as well.
Yeah,
RCB's starting 11 is just Virat Kohli, De Villiers, and Chahal. That's all.
Yeah.
No one else does anything. These 3 players are just carrying this whole team forward from the
Yeah.
past couple of years.
they were going for Pat Cummins, and they ended up with Chris Morris.
How does that happen?
That
Why does it
describes
only
the
happen
season.
to yeah?
They try to get into the playoffs. That's Pat Cummins, and they end up with a Chris Morris. Yeah, but
Yeah.
another team would be RR Rajasthan Royals. I mean,
I mean
I don't
Yeah,
understand.
go for
very
it. Go
very
for it,
popular
please.
very popular
Yeah,
I
popular
mean, don't
opinion.
understand. They release a Rahane, they keep a Jaydev Unadkat. I mean, and it's like Jaydev Unadkat is like, you pay me, I'll perform well. He doesn't perform well. He goes to Ranji Trophy, becomes the highest wicket taker. Then he's like, I'll perform well. And then
Yeah.
he comes in and doesn't
Same
perform.
thing over and over
It
again.
goes in a loop. I don't understand.
Oh God, it's Jaydev Unadkat and Rajasthan Royals is such a love story. Like
Yeah.
love story for the ages. It's just never ending. It just goes on and on and on until like I don't see an end point for this. I think he's going to retire
like
playing for
RCB and
Rajasthan.
200
Yeah.
plus targets.
Yeah, like it's just that like us Rajasthan doesn't have that one player like CSK has Dhoni,
Yeah.
Mumbai has Rohit, or Mumbai has many players actually. But like when you look at Rajasthan, you just look at Unadkat and he's like, "Tu mera hero." Like I don't
Yeah,
care.
that's it.
I don't care. The 40 run de, to 50 run de. End of the auction, you're going to be with me. I promise you.
Imagine end of IPL where all these clubs are just talking about their legends, and Chennai is like, ठीक है Dhoni था, and Bangalore is like Kohli था, and Rajasthan's just like we have Jaydev Unadkat guys.
पीछे बैठा था ना बैक बेंचर सर अपना
Yeah, मैं अपना थोड़ा बात कर लो.
They already have those players, but I mean, those players don't perform when they get into the Rajasthan Royals jersey.
Yeah.
You take them out of the jersey, put them in any other jersey, they'll perform.
I think it's the jersey, dude. The jersey is really ugly. Rajasthan has to do something about the jersey. It's really bad.
the theme song
Jofra Archer will perform for them. I mean,
Yeah.
Ben Stokes for England, he's one of the legends
Yeah.
right now. Best
He
performing
does
player.
not.
He touches the ball, it goes for 6. For Rajasthan, he doesn't perform, and they underutilize their players a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't have taken away the captaincy from Rahane. You should have that faith in a captain that he'll take the team forward. You drop him mid-season, and then is this not? I don't think that they're playing in the right spirit in that sense.
Yeah.
Because Rahane is a world-class player if you look at it, and
especially
not a bad captain opening at the top. He's actually very good. Many play, and he would have been a very good addition in UAE.
yeah. He's a flexible player also, like in those
Yeah.
teams he can play 1 down, he can play 2 down if required, and
Exactly.
Too
So
good.
I'm not really. Yeah, so I'm not really sure of that.
Cool. I think we've roasted the favorite teams of roasting in this
The
podcast.
Royals.
That is, yeah,
The
both the
have been-
Royals
yeah,
have been
Royal
served
roasted.
as per usual.
yeah.
We'll move on to the last question now.
Yeah.
So, even though you are an SRH fan, I'm sure you follow cricket as a whole, and
Yeah.
you have all these, favorite players that play for these different teams in the IPL. Because not all of the players that you like play for SRH, I'm sure. You
Yeah.
have all these players that play
Favorite
for
player
some
on
other
paper.
team. Yeah. So, who is that one player that if you could get into this SRH squad, you would get from the 7 remaining teams in the IPL? Who is that one person that you would put into
Oh.
this team?
Rohit Sharma. I mean, look at the opening combination of Dave Vaughan and Rohit Sharma.
Wow.
Oh,
That
that
would
would
have
be
been
dream team.
explosive.
That would have
Dream
been a
team.
massive hit. I mean, SRH should have been number 1 then,
Yeah,
and that wouldn't have dented the MI squad also.
yeah.
Like as such, they have Chris Lynn and Quinton de Kock. Give
Yeah.
us Rohit Sharma. What do you want?